All right, guys, sold out. The attendance was 17,834. Gate was 7.25 million, highest grossing gate in the arena's history. We beat the Rolling Stones. They had the record since 2012. Fight of the night was Islam and Poirier, and then performance of the night was Holland and Islam. They all won 50,000. Congratulations. Actually, yeah, Islam wins 100,000.
Obviously, you gave it fight of the night, so you were impressed. But give us your thoughts on that main event.
Yeah, incredible fight. I mean, both guys dug deep. Absolute war. Islam is tough as hell and talented. And he ate some big body shots tonight, took that elbow to the forehead. And I thought that Poirier did an unbelievable job of stuffing takedowns and getting up when he was in nasty positions, staying out of that submission in the first round. Just, you couldn't ask more for a main event title fight.
Yeah, you know, I think going into this fight, the talk was maybe, we've seen Dustin in these type of fights before.
Right.
He's going to get taken down, choked out or something like that.
Well, the big question tonight was, what did he learn from the Khabib fight? I mean, after that fight, he was horrified. He said, I couldn't believe, how I couldn't do anything against him. And he's going in against the protege guy who, fights exactly like him. And obviously, he worked hard on the takedown, defense, and getting back up from the bottom.
And for him to show that sort of heart, right, he's getting taken down. He's been in that position before against Khabib, but to not quit on himself and to keep fighting, you couldn't really ask for more from him tonight.
I agree. And going into this fight, it's he knew what to expect. He knew exactly what to expect, and I'm sure they worked on that a lot in their camp, but you'll have to ask him about that. But he looked great. It was an awesome fight.
Yeah, it's fun. He did say in the cage that he thinks this might be it. Do you think he should walk away if he's talking like that, or do you think Dustin has more to offer the sport, and you never know, he might be able to climb back to another title fight in the future?
Well, I think last time that we got together and talked after his fight, we were talking about Saint Denis and how he sort of flipped out. And, I say this all the time. Fighters are a very paranoid bunch, They're trying to get me beat or they're trying to do this. We don't do anything. We put on fights. Whether you win or lose is up to you. And I think that Dustin, coming out of the Saint Denis fight, had to have a lot more confidence than he had going in. We put you in these positions to do great things and achieve greatness. And he was that close tonight, coming back and possibly winning a world title.
Would you like to see him fight again?
It's up to him. It's not up to me. It's up to him. He knows what he wants, doesn't want. He knows how he felt. He knows how he feels right now. That's all up to him. Okay. Listen, he's a star. He can stay around here as long as he wants to.
Co-main event, Sean Strickland beat Paulo Costa. There was kind of a weird judges' scorecard in that they gave it to Paulo, I think.
It wasn't weird. It was fucking nuts is what it was. It's insane. That guy should never ref a big fight again. They should kick him back down to the minor leagues and let him work on his judging. It's unbelievable. I mean, how anybody who isn't an absolute fucking lunatic could call that fight a split decision. I don't even know what to say about that. It's insane. That guy shouldn't be judging big fights.
What did you think of Sean Strickland's performance? He said he wanted to do more, but Paulo was running away from him and he couldn't engage in him. What did you think of his performance?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the fight I expected. I mean, every time you see Paulo Costa in a fight, it's a war. He usually goes to war. But you could tell tonight he couldn't get off. Brilliant kicking that leg the way he did. Strickland's tough as hell. Was eating those leg kicks, all night. Has he been in here yet? No? Yeah, I'm wondering how he's walking because, I haven't heard anything, but he did some big damage to that front leg, and, I thought he fought a beautiful, perfect fight. I mean, he's a very awkward guy to fight, and how he throws those teep kicks, and his hands are so good. He's very elusive and beautiful jab, and he basically picked Costa apart and shut him down.
And for Paulo, on the broadcast, Joe Rogan said he feels that Paulo hasn't been the same since he lost to Israel, and he maybe lost a bit of confidence and doesn't fight the way he used to. Do you agree with that assessment, or do you think maybe Paulo's just trying to find different ways to fight?
No, I think that I expected him to come in and turn it into a street fight eventually. Maybe they had my thought process in the first two rounds, I was like, okay, they have a game plan that he's sticking to. He's chopping that front leg, trying to get him, and then he's going to turn this into an absolute street fight, and the street fight never came. I think that Strickland was way too unorthodox for him and kept that jab in his face and kept pressure on him basically the same way he did Izzy.
Stand right here. Joe Rogan on the broadcast called Islam the perfect lightweight, and they're just the size, his style of fighting, just his fight IQ. I'm curious, like, where do you rank him in this pantheon of lightweights that we've seen over the years?
Yeah, I think he's, one of the greatest of all time. I think he's incredible. I don't think he's the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. For anybody to call Islam the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world when John Jones is still fucking fighting is nuts and shouldn't be ranking in the pound-for-pound or doing any of the fucking rankings ever, if that's what you really think. John Jones has never lost a fight, ever. He's fought all the baddest dudes in the world. And then when you think about what pound-for-pound rankings really mean, he moved it up to heavyweight and destroyed the best guy in the world. As long as John Jones is still fighting, active, and in the rankings, yeah, nobody's pound-for-pound best fighter in the world.
Well, to kind of go off of that, Islam said he wanted that second belt. He wanted to go to welterweight. Is that something that, I know you have that welterweight title fight coming up. Is that something maybe you'll discuss with him, or do you want him to stick at lightweight?
I don't know. I mean, he hasn't said anything like that to us, so we'll see.
What did you make of the referee stoppage in the Kevin Holland, Michal Oleksiejczuk?
I think it was a good stoppage. When the guy's arm is going this way, but it's that way, yeah, you should probably stop the fight. I mean, and even Kevin Holland came over and said to me, I don't want to break the guy's arm, but Jesus Christ, he's tough. You know what I mean? And I respect that, the guys that don't tap, but if you don't tap and that's happening to your arm, I think that the ref needs to step in and stop the fight so you don't do permanent damage to the guy. He wasn't getting out of that, and it wasn't getting any better.
You obviously unveiled the new gloves today. Pretty much all the fighters except for Sean had glowing reviews. Sean wasn't the biggest fan of them, but have any of them talked to you about the design or what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it?
No, I haven't heard anything yet. We'll see in the next few days what people thought of them.
And unrelated to this, you announced a bunch of fights for the Abu Dhabi card. I think the most notable one is the return of Nick Diaz. So I guess what went into that? And I guess a lot of people, surprised that Nick was coming back, surprised he was in Abu Dhabi, and surprised he settled on Vicente Luque. So what went into that booking?
Yeah, he came to us and said that he wanted to fight. He was texting me and wanted to meet. And what the hell just were we? We were down St. Louis. He was going to be there, wanted to meet. Hunter got together with him, and they ended up getting a deal done.
Kevin Holland said he was the original opponent, but he didn't want to wait until August. Is that true, or did he give a list of fighters?
Yeah, I mean, we're always throwing people at Kevin Holland all the time, and yeah, I don't know if that is true, but it probably is. If Kevin said it, then it's true. I've never heard Kevin make any shit up, so it must be true.
Last one for me. After Tony Ferguson's last fight, you said you wanted him to retire. Mm-hmm. You have another fight with Makhachev. Is this going to be it for Tony Ferguson, win or lose?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I would like to see him retire. Yeah.
Dan right here.
Yep.
Just to go back to Islam, he's now on a 14-fight winning streak, which is the third longest in history behind Anderson Silva and Usman. What would it take for him to surpass John Jones in your mind for that pound-for-pound number one?
I mean, when you think about what pound-for-pound really means, right? He fought Volkanovski, who's a weight class lower than him. John Jones beat everybody at light heavyweight, then beat the best heavyweight in the division like it was nothing at a higher weight class.
So, I mean,
John Jones is absolutely positively the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, probably the greatest fighter of all time in any sport. When you talk about who's the baddest dude in the world, you put two guys in a room and who walks out, John Jones walks out of the fucking room every time. No question about it.
Yeah. And in no way trying to diminish John's accomplishments, but he's
fought,
but he's fought once in the last however many years. Islam's fighting multiple times a year, defending. So at what point does activity outweigh John's?
Beautiful. I like that you asked that question. Let's talk about activity. 3 years off. Nobody, not even Ali. Nobody's ever come from 3 years off and looked the same. John Jones walked through the number one guy in the heavyweight division like it was nothing with 3 years off. Yeah. John Jones is the best ever. Ever. And when I say ever, I mean in any combat sport. He's the best ever. You throw John Jones in a room with anybody, John Jones walks out of the room.
John's saying he's fighting Stipe November 9th in New York. Is that
I love it.
Yeah, nothing's official yet, though, obviously.
Yeah, I'm in.
Great. And Donald Trump was here again tonight. I know he's had a very crazy week and everything. Was there any hesitation maybe bringing him for this particular event, given everything that happened in the past few days?
Any hesitation for him to do what? Come?
Yeah, just make this type of public appearance.
I don't know. How do you think it went tonight?
It seemed like the crowd loved him.
Yeah. Probably a good idea to show up tonight.
And one more. Next month, the Hall of Fame is happening. Anderson Silva versus Chael Sonnen will go in there, and they're doing a boxing match like 12 days before that. Are you expecting them to both be in attendance after they do that boxing match?
Say that to me again. Who's boxing?
Anderson Silva and Chael Sonnen are doing a boxing match in Brazil 12 days before their Hall of Fame induction.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No, I had no idea.
Who do you think wins first reaction?
Boxing? I would have to go with Anderson Silva on the boxing match, yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, Anderson wanted to do MMA and Chael wanted to do boxing.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. He wants what?
He wants to box Jorge Masvidal after Anderson Silva. Yeah. Speaking of boxing, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul is delayed. I know you're close with Mike. I guess, are you happy that they're looking out for his health in that instance? And do you even think it should be rescheduled, period, given this ulcer flare-up?
100%. Yeah, obviously I know a lot about it, but I'm not going to talk about it publicly. Yeah. For the first time probably ever in my life, I have no comment on something. That's Mike's world, and he gets pissed at me every time I talk about that stuff. Good for him, and they'll figure it out.
Dana right here. Kind of sticking with the middleweight theme that was tonight. Any progress on the middleweight title fight? Is it Dricus versus Izzy, nearing the finish line, so to speak?
Yeah, we're working. Obviously, when it's done, we'll let you know.
Thanks.
Yep.
You earlier were mentioning that you wanted to see what happens with Bilal and Leon Edwards. We're going to get that done. Whatever happens if Bilal gets hurt and Islam does want to step in against against Edwards, do you actually think that would ever happen? Would you try and book that if he's healthy and Bilal gets hurt, say?
Well, like you're saying, like he was just saying a minute ago when he was talking about Islam, Islam's has accomplished a lot of things in that division. He's done some incredible stuff. I don't know. We'd have to get in and talk about it, look at it, and I don't know.
So you're not adverse then to say book him a title fight if the situation was right, you think?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the guy has accomplished a lot in his career, and obviously in this division, and yeah, we'll look at it.
Dana, you spoke about, the crowd a little bit. The first time you guys been here since 2019.
Yeah.
Just what was your overall thoughts of just the energy? And
This place was incredible, man. It was awesome. This place was buzzing all night. They were waiting for something to happen. Yeah, jerseys. So tonight, the arena bought me this board, and it's all the fights in order that have been in New Jersey. And what's incredible is the first fight in Jersey was in 2000. Me and the Fertittas were there looking at, the UFC at the time. Then we come back in 2001 at the Taj Mahal. We come back to the Taj Mahal for the second fight, and then the third fight is at the Meadowlands. So it's kind of cool to see the posters all laid out and think about, basically 25 years ago, how, we were at the first one here in Jersey. So Jersey's always been good to us, and it's always fun to come back here. Thanks.
Hey, Dana. Jailton Almeida said he wants to face Cyril Gane in September. Is it a fight that interests you?
I don't know. I don't even think about this stuff until we get back to the office and get back in the war room and start talking.
But the initial idea to Paris, it's something like Cyril Gane, or don't?
I don't know. Anything's possible. I off the top of my head right here, right now, I couldn't tell you who's going to fight Cyril Gane next or what's going to happen next.
So, okay. And what did you think about the performance of Jailton?
Yeah, look good. Great fight. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Dana, right here.
What's up, bro?
Kevin Holland has been a guy, like you said, you throw names at him all the time. Tonight he put out, an awesome performance. It was a short notice fight too. What's his value been like to the company, and what do you think about his performance tonight?
Listen, I like him very much personally. We have a great relationship, and he's fun to watch, He goes in and puts on fun, entertaining fights all the time. Gets dropped, it's on his back, defends, and then gets him in the armbar and finishes the fight with the armbar. He's always fun and exciting to watch.
Definitely. And This one was kind of surprising. After the unanimous decision victory for Eileen Perez, she came back here and actually said that she was ready for a full-fledged 5 rounds, if need be, with Kayla Harrison. What are your reactions to that?
I love it. I love when people talk like that. I love when that's their attitude. I love when they want to step up and take opportunities and go after the big dogs. It's good stuff. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Islam Makhachev recently said that he had remained only one opponent in lightweight. It's Arman Tsarukyan. So can you tell me, is there any single chance that you can organize this match, this fight in Russia? No, nowhere. Makhachkala, Moscow, St. Petersburg.
Who?
Islam Makhachev, Arman Tsarukyan.
In Russia?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the fight to make. I mean, that's the fight. That's the fight everybody wants to see. That's the fight that needs to happen. You know, when we were talking earlier about him moving up, I mean, if I was him, I wouldn't even think about moving up till he had that fight. But I don't know about having that fight in Russia. I don't know where we would do it.
Politically, are you guys even able to have a card in Russia with the...
I have no idea. I have no clue. Cool? Have a good...
Sorry, thank you. Do you continually think of who could be the next contender for the BMF title? And after what happened in the face-off, do you think Islam could eventually fight for the BMF?
We're working on the BMF title right now, yes. But, you know, Islam is, you know, one of the greatest fighters in the world ever in that division and one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters in the world. So I don't think he'd be fighting for the BMF, but, you know, the Tsarukyan fight is what we like. That's the fight we want to do.
And last question, from a businessman point of view, what do you think on the whole ADCC and Craig Jones invitational situation going on? Do you think it's a smart business move?
I don't know anything about it.
That he booked the submission tournament the same day as ADCC and made like a lot of different prices in terms of money for the submission fighters.
Huh. Sounds good to me. I like it. I like his style.
Dana, just go two more. What you said about the BMF, that's in the works. Ilya Topuria said he wouldn't fight Max Holloway unless the BMF title was on the line. Is that something that like rubs you the wrong way, or is something?
No, it doesn't rub me at all. I love that people love that belt and want to fight for it. I love it.
What's the status of that? Are you guys working towards it?
Yeah, we're working on a lot of stuff right now. Obviously, we got, you know, we got the Sphere coming up. We got Madison Square Garden. You know, we got a lot of big fights coming up around that time. So we'll get it figured out.
Well, a big fight coming up is the next pay-per-view, Conor McGregor's return, of course. Great promo tonight, but we've seen in the past few days there's been like some footage coming out of him having some fun in the clubs and stuff. Does any of that concern you, like 4 or 5 weeks out from the fight?
Well, again, you and I, here we are. We were talking about John Jones. John Jones was doing a lot of that stuff too back in the day, and many other fighters throughout history. I don't know what's real on the internet and what's not real on the internet. I don't know timing-wise. And one of them, he's got a beard, and one of them, he doesn't have a beard. And I have no idea. I don't know if any of that's real or true or whatever. But you know, Conor's not a dumb guy, and you know, this is obviously a big fight for him. He's calling it the best comeback in the history of sports and all that stuff. So we'll see what happens. I'll actually be with him tomorrow. So I'm flying there right now. Yeah. So I'll see what's going on.
Yeah, what do you think that scene's going to be like on Monday in
Dublin? It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited to be going back to Ireland, and I love the people over there. There's always great energy. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Dana, far left.
Yep.
You're far left. Working with WWE a little more closely over the past couple months, I mean, you've had so much success with UFC, WrestleMania. They've been on a hot streak too. Have you been able to work with them, learn from them at all, or has it been more separate? You're with UFC and less with WWE.
It's very separate. I haven't worked with them at all. I do what I do, and they do what they do. They're using some of the people from my team to help them in different areas, you know, business-wise. But as far as putting on live events, I mean, WWE is very good at what they do, and we're very good at what we do. And, you know,
And
That's about as far as it goes with me.
It is significant to have a former president here, someone running for president as well. But I think that politics aside, the part of the relationship that gets maybe less heralded is the loyalty. Like you talk about Jersey, the Trump relationship, what you guys have been connected since the 90s?
Well, it's like what we were just talking about when the Jersey, the arena here brought me all the fights in line. I wish I had it here, I'd show it to you, but all the fights that have happened in Jersey. And the first one, Bob Meyerowitz owned, and that was in 2000. Me and the Fertitta brothers went to that fight and sat in the crowd and watched it. And then we went to another fight too in New Orleans. And then in 2001, we bought the company. So the first fight on there is the one that we were at watching, looking at the company. The next one is at the Trump Taj Mahal, which Trump, hooked us up. The second one is at the Trump Taj Mahal. And then we left the Taj and went to the Meadowlands. So yeah, I mean, me and Trump have been friends since 2001.
And finally, just as a Boston guy, any prediction for the NBA Finals?
What's that?
NBA Final prediction, Celtics Mavericks.
I'm going to Game 1. I'll be at Game 1, and obviously I'm rooting for the Celtics, and I strongly believe this is their year. Yeah, thank you.
Dana,
Yep.
real quick. So the NBA media rights has been really kind of out in the open and kind of public. Yeah, Dana right here.
Hey.
Sorry. So the NBA media rights have been really kind of out in the open and in the public. So I guess for you guys when you're up next year, do you think that process will be kind of out in the open, or will it be kind of behind closed doors?
Do I think that what will happen? Yeah. I do not think it will be a public conversation. No. No, I don't ever really talk about money publicly or do any of that stuff. So, is that the poster? Here, give me that poster. So check this out. So this fight right here was the fight that me and the Fertittas went to. That was here in Jersey, the first one. This one here was our first fight at the Taj. This was our second fight at the Taj, and this one here was the Meadowlands. So this is where we're looking at it, thinking about buying it. This is after we do the first two with Trump, and then we moved to the Meadowlands, which was obviously a much bigger arena. But this thing's huge. They have a huge one for me, and it's framed, and it's awesome. I love it. You guys done with me? Who we got?
Hi, Dana.
Hi.
There was the report that Khabib's brother Usman was escorted by the Secret Service from the arena.
What happened?
Еще раз по-русски скажите.
Там ходили новости, что брат Хабиба Усман был с арены проведен Secret Service.
There was news about the fact that Usman Nurmagomedov, Habib's brother, was actually escorted from the arena by the Secret Service. Is that true or not?
Is it?
Dana, what happened was he was in the right here. He was in the fighter section behind the cage, and when Islam got the finish, he jumped over the barrier and jumped into the cage, and then security escorted him.
So there you go. Did you hear that? He jumped over the cage after the fight, which you can't do, and security escorted him out.
Понял, он перепрыгнул через
Yeah, you
клетку.
can't do that. Yeah. What do you got?
Данный вопрос от российских медиа. Если представить, что турнир все-таки состоится в России, вы бы хотели, чтобы его посетил Путин, как сегодня посетил Трамп? Спасибо.
Question from Russian media: if, let's say, hypothetically, the fight does take place in Russia, would you like for Putin to come to see the fight, much like Trump came to see the fight today? President Putin.
It's funny because any president of a country that comes to a fight, obviously we'd be blown away and honored to have, at any of our fights. So yes, obviously, if it was in Russia, yeah, I'm sure the president of the country would be more than welcome to come.
Это всегда очень круто, когда президент страны, в которой происходит бой, приходит на события. Поэтому, конечно же, если будет в России и Путин в это время будет президентом, почему бы нет? Конечно, было бы очень круто, если он придет на наше событие.
Have a great night. Thanks, Jersey.
not want to talk to you, but have to talk. Yeah, no, we're ready, guys. I'm fucking ready.
I got it.
There's gonna be one of you guys who are gonna say something. I'm pretty sure the UFC's lectured you guys and said, hey, don't get Sean canceled. So, asking honestly, guys, has the UFC ever talked to you guys and said, hey, don't get Sean canceled. Don't bring up shit that's gonna get him canceled.
How can we get you cancelled when you're the one who says all the shit you do?
I only speak truth, my man. You look like a gay pirate. Calm down.
Good fight, good win. A little bit.
Good fight. I don't know about good, but I won.
Okay. Good fight, but
barely. Hey, calm the fuck down, Canadian, bro. Yeah, that judge is terrible, you guys.
When you heard it was a split decision, were you a little bit concerned? You've been on some.
Yeah, no, I've been fucked once or twice in my life, guys. Yeah, no, a little bit, but you leave shit in the hands of the judges, bro, and like you can't complain. I mean, I'll bitch on Instagram for a couple of days, but once I go through my feelings and my ovaries stop hurting, I let it go.
Dana was in here and he said he was surprised by how Paulo fought. He said he was going to try and turn it into a street fight, and then he didn't. Probably couldn't adjust to your style. Were you a bit surprised with how Paulo fought tonight?
Yeah, you could never tell how good somebody is until they fight somebody good, and I think that there's that moment where every time Costa's like, I'm going to fight this man, he gets stuck in the face. He's like, oh, I don't think I want to fight this man today. So I think a lot of it was just you never know how good somebody is until they fight somebody good, and that's kind of what you're seeing there.
I feel like over the past few fights, your style has become more and more effective, and you are actually getting better and better. Do you feel that way when you get in there?
Yeah, it was just kind of it was just awkward, man. It was like a weird fight. I mean, there was a moment where I even stopped going in my fight stance. I just started walking forward what the fuck are we doing here, dude?
But that said,
Trump is here, man. Come on now. We got a convicted felon. Let's put on a fucking show for this man.
Technically, are you one as well? Are you a convicted felon?
No, I pled to 2 misdemeanors, sir.
Oh, okay.
I could still own a gun and vote, and apparently run for president.
Was it cool to perform in front of Trump?
Oh, yeah, dude. Trump is a fucking man, you guys. I think we're all Trumpsters here besides the fucking Canadian. Yeah, no,
I have no horse in the race.
Yeah, no, for sure. As long as it's not fucking Trudeau. Yeah, no, man, dude, Trump is the fucking man. You guys ever meet Trump? You talk to him? I thought I wouldn't like the guy, I mean, he hooks up with models all the time, he has a lot of money, I'm a little jealous, but no, you meet him and he's actually a solid fucking guy. Ask me how my woman's doing, he gets to know you. Yeah, he's a good fucking dude, man. Good fucking dude.
Sean, front right here. Between rounds, the broadcast showed Paulo's corner telling him that he was up 2-1 heading into the fourth round. What do you make of that? Coach?
He did land calf kicks, but for every one calf kick he landed, I landed 5 teeps. So it's I mean, look at it. I mean, his stomach showed more damage than my calf did. Yeah, it was just a weird fucking fight, man. I don't know what was going on with Costa. It's I think he might have been, dude, your thing say coffee hating? What the fuck is going on here, bro?
Just a coffee break.
All right, man. What kind of fucking coffee you drinking, dude? This fucking guy, dude. I mean, you bring a laptop and you put coffee Satan sticker on, bro. Be careful about this guy. You never fucking... Anyways. Yeah, no, I don't know. I just think Costa he just fucking maybe want to be friends, I don't fucking know, man.
Talk to me about that last 10 seconds when you were just kind of flaring.
I think it was just fucking so frustrated at this point. You're just does it really matter? Does it really fucking matter what I do? You're just going to back up? More frustration, but that was a pretty dope little fucking karate kick, right? Who would have thought, man? I must have some fucking Asian in me.
You said you obviously wanted the title. Dana was in here saying they're still trying to book that fight between Dricus and Israel.
I'm going to wait. I fucking paid my fucking dues, man. I paid my dues. I got fucking robbed in dirty fucking Canada. No offense, fucking Airbuds, man. You have an iPhone. I'm not going to judge you, but... But I got robbed there, dude. We all know I got fucking robbed. At least Dricus doesn't back up. So I'm going to sit my fucking ass in the gym, and I'm going to be a team player, and I'm going to fucking wait. And I'm going to fucking wait until they say, Sean, go beat this man.
What kind of phone do you have?
I got a fucking Android, dude, because I fucking love freedom in America. You probably, you're fucking Apple, dude. Does it come with a pink dildo when you get it, or what?
No, mine didn't.
Okay. We'll get you one.
You've had a lot to say about the gloves before the fight. You just fought 25 minutes live action with them. Any change in opinion?
No, man, at the end of the day, they're fucking gloves. I mean, I think I'm just an angry fuck, and I'll find any excuse to be mad. Yeah, those gloves fucking suck, But yeah, no, they're fine. They're fine. I don't really know the purpose of them, but yeah, they're fine.
How long would you be willing to wait for a title shot?
As long as it takes, man. As long as it takes, as long as it takes. I want the gold, dude. I want the gold. When you're fighting these top 10 motherfuckers, dude, you're only one slip and dodge away from being knocked out. I paid my penance. I did what we did. I went and fought Costa. I didn't want to. I did it. Give me the fucking title shot. I beat Izzy, and that motherfucker gets a title shot. He's not jerking off his dog. Sorry, Izzy. I like you, Izzy. He got really mad, though, dude. After the fight, he came up to me, and he was like, I love my dog. I would never jerk him. I'm like, Izzy, I'm fucking joking, dude. I don't think you fuck your dog, you fucking retard.
You say we try to get you canceled.
Oh, yeah, you can't say retard anymore. Dude, I might be a little retarded, you guys. Come on now. It's a pot calling the kettle black.
Did you dropped him with that head kick at the end, right? It wasn't a slip?
I think I dropped him, yeah. The only time I've ever thrown a fucking head kick, I should start doing that more.
Yeah, maybe consider
Come on, coaches. Yell a head kick more.
Okay, thanks, Sean.
Yeah, sweet.
Hey, Sean. You said that you weren't necessarily thrilled with this performance. Is there any concern about the Whitaker versus Chimaev fight coming up?
I'll wait. I mean, again, if that's what the UFC wants, I'll fucking wait, The problem with these fucking cunts, bro, besides Whitaker, they get a fight and they take like 8 months off. Like, what the fuck? What are you guys doing this 8 months? What are you guys doing for 8 months? Just say yes to the fight. Go fucking fight. I don't understand why these assholes take so much time off. Yeah. That's it.
Sean, right over here. There was a lot of risk and reward for you in this fight. What were some of the things that you took into consideration when the name Paulo Costa was brought to you, considering where you were at? You could have waited for a rematch, stuff like that.
Yeah, again, I could have waited, but then it would have been like, oh, well, Sean's waiting. Sean's doing this. So I said, fuck it. I'm going to go fight this little Mexican, big Mexican. Or is he, sorry, Brazilian. I'm going to go fight the fucking Brazilian. The fucking flag and the music threw me off. But I'm going to go fight him, and, I'm going to beat him, and then I'll get my title shot, At the end of the day, guys, I want that fucking gold belt, but I want money. And you get way more money when you got a fucking belt. So let's go fucking get that belt, get that money.
And when the Dricus and Izzy fight does happen, what are your predictions? How do you think that fight goes?
Man, I never want to be the guy, and I'm sounding like a little bitch when I say this. I think I won, but if I didn't get that cut, I would have walked through them. I wasn't getting hit till the cut. I could not see out of my left eye. Literally fucking blind out of my left eye. So it's tough, man. It's tough. If Izzy uses his eyes, I don't think Dricus is that good. I just got fucking cut. But, maybe he cuts fucking Izzy. Maybe, who knows these things? Who knows? If I knew, I'd be rich.
And last question from me. I know this week you were showing a lot of appreciation to your cornerman, Danny D1 Davis. What can you tell me about the way that he's influenced you throughout your career?
No, it's not even Danny, man. It's Eric. It's everybody. We had Johnny, the Bellator champion, in town helping me out. Man, we had so many fucking savages in the gym. We have one of the hardest gyms, dude. And you guys don't understand, football players, what does a football player do to practice? They go walk through plays. What does a basketball player do? They go fucking shoot hoops. What do we do to train? We try to fucking kill each other. Every time me and Johnny spar, one of us is left fucking bloody. So it's I have so much appreciation for Danny, for Eric, for Chris Curtis, for all these guys, man. We sacrifice so much for one another that, you'll never understand what it's like.
Thank you.
I like you, bro. What's your name, dude?
Dylan Napoleon, Cage Side Press.
Yeah.
Thank you for the shout out the other day.
Bro, let's go, bro. You're on the third row now, man. You got, Cowboy's catching up to you, though. Be careful. He's gunning for you, bro, with his man bracelet.
It's my first UFC event, so I appreciate it.
No shit, bro. Let's go, man. I wish you the best.
Thank you, man.
Oh, is that it? All right, guys. Well, you all have a good one. Yeah, adios. Oh, fuck. It's getting old.
Sean, can you pose for a photo real quick? You can stay there so we don't make you do it.
get his ass in trouble for that one. That was funny.
You already know.
Move it over a little more. There you go.
I got a box for anybody who wants one.
Oh, sweet. More seats.
Dustin, you're here. Obviously, things didn't go the way you wanted to tonight. What are your kind of just immediate reflections on how the fight unfolded and maybe what you could have done differently in there?
Man, honestly, similar to Khabib, his movement is really strange. The timing of it is really strange to get his cadence. I wanted to open up more and throw more volume, but when he would commit to the pocket, he would exit weird. His dips with his head, I heard my corner telling me throw the knee the whole time, but I just felt like I might get taken down off of it. And his movement is just it's kind of awkward. It's a weird timing, so I couldn't get good combinations going. But everything else was what I expected.
You alluded in the cage that something happened in the fight. You kind of stopped yourself short. Is there anything more you want to share as far as that?
Did something happen when?
When you were talking to Rogan, you kind of alluded to something maybe happened in the fight, but then you stopped yourself from sharing too much. Is there anything more you can share now?
I might have messed my ACL up against the fence in the third or fourth round. Before I hit him with the switch, I don't remember what round that was. My knee and my knee bone and my shin bone, I felt slide, and then it started burning. I was telling Mike that through the fence. He thought I was complaining about something else, but I'll get that checked out. It didn't bother me getting off the stool and stuff. It hurt.
Yeah, and I believe going into the fifth round, 2 judges had it 2-2 and one had it 39-37. Were you aware that it was that kind of close going into the fifth?
No, I thought I was down. I thought I needed to finish. But I knew it could be close. The judge has been in the locker room hearing some of the scorecards were pretty crazy tonight. Mm-hmm. But I thought I might be down just from his riding time. He landed a couple good shots. I landed some good shots. I knew I was bleeding really bad. I'm not sure if a punch shattered my nose or if it was a headbutt, because we did collide heads in the middle of the octagon that flashed me, so I didn't feel where the pain was. I didn't know if it was my forehead or what hit, but that could have, my nose is shattered for sure. And I've had a couple nose surgeries already, and I have some cadaver bone and stuff in there, so I just hope I don't have to go through that process again, man, but I feel like the bone is not where it should be.
Yeah, and of course you were asked about the future in the cage and everything. You've had a little bit of time now to let things settle. Any different thoughts or anything you want to elaborate more on as far as the future?
I just got to see. I was fighting to be the world champion. Like what else am I fighting for? Just to fight for the thrill, because I am addicted to it, no doubt. But like for the money, I'm good. Me and my family are good. I don't need the money. Money's great. But my health is first, and like, what am I fighting for? To be the champion again? Will I ever get that shot? Even if I go on a streak, I don't know. But there's such a tough mountain to climb that I've climbed so many times. I'm 35, and I see people and hear people say that's not old. But I have 50 fights. I've been fighting since I was 17 years old. I fought my first cage fight when I was 18. I have 10 fights that are on my record. I have, and I've been in a bunch of battles. At some time, this is going to catch up to me. Obviously, I just fought the pound-for-pound #1 guy, and every time I got off the stool, I felt like I was going to win this fight. I remember thinking, getting off the stool, I'm going to be the world champion tonight. I felt it. So I just got to see. I beat a young guy last time out. I just competed with the #1 pound-for-pound guy and felt good doing it until the end. So I just got to see. I can still compete, but I don't want the sport to retire me and squeeze me out. I don't want to be one of those guys hanging on. I just honor and respect this too much, and we'll see. I don't know, but this could be my last fight.
Yeah, and I know you like to go on the vacation with the family and everything, and kind of have your post-fight process. How do you when do you ultimately think you make a decision?
It's I just got to digest everything, talk to my family, talk to my coaches, and see. There's no rush on it. But this could be my last fight. I don't know. I just got to get home and see what I'm fighting for.
Well, whatever you decide to do, you're a legend and an asset to the sport, and I think everyone here appreciates everything you've done, so thank you so much.
Thank you, man. And I really felt like going into this fight, I felt like whatever was going to happen is destiny. So whatever's going to happen, I can't control the outcome, just the process. So I try to enjoy the experience and the process of getting ready for another fight and walking out here to a crazy crowd and just the rush that comes along with that, And I enjoyed tonight. I did. I enjoyed it.
Based on that enjoyment, if this was the last one and it was an amazing performance by yourself, would you be content with going out on this one?
That's the problem. Tonight, if I would have won that belt, I would be content with everything I've done in the sport. It's just, I didn't get the ultimate goal. The reason I started fighting was to be the world champion, undisputed. And I didn't get it, you know. I don't know. I don't know.
We've heard guys in the past, like Alex Volkanovski, for one, struggle with not competing, right? They think they're ready for it, and then he gets a prolonged break, and then suddenly realizes there are demons that he's not dealing with very well. Are you set up for a life post-fighting, or is that going to be a period of adjustment for you?
No, I'm staying busy-wise.
Yeah, or just like not having the competition in your life.
I don't know. I don't think anything will ever fill that void. I don't know what could fill that void. You know, I'm busy outside the octagon. I have a lot of things going on with my foundation, with the businesses I own. I'm always busy, but nothing fills that void of competition that I've been doing for so long. The pureness of it, the one-on-one combat, the preparing myself. But fighting is such a selfish sport, man. And I've taken away from the people I love by focusing so much on myself and trying to master this craft. You know, I don't know. It's just a lot of stuff to weigh out.
Do you think? I mean, how much of an input would you want from your family? Like, if they say, "Look, we'd rather you quit," will you listen to them and just go with what they want, or do you think I've still got a life and a purpose I want to serve as well? Like, how does that conversations go?
I know the answer to they want me to stop, but I know I can still compete with these guys. I just got to figure out what I'm fighting for.
I mean, last one for me. You know, sometimes we see guys change weight class, or they'll wait for the UFC to offer them a big money fight or against a legend of the sport, or something like that. If there was anything that you think like, okay, like I'll do these one-off special fights, or do you need a purpose of like, no, if I'm going to keep doing this, then I'm setting a goal, I'm going for that?
Yeah, it would have to be a goal, something that's hard to get, not like a big money fight and stuff like that. I want to. It has to be a goal. And switching weight, like, dude, I make 155 no problem. You know.
Dustin. If this is the last one, I just want to say thank you for a great career, man.
Thank you so much, man.
It's been brought up that you tend to learn from your losses. You take away something from it. Not this one, but from like, it seems obviously you did a hell of a lot better against Islam than you did against Khabib. What did you learn from the Khabib fight that you think you were able to do excellent well, you know, in the takedown defense and the wrestling gear?
Honestly, Islam, the things I learned against Khabib that I've never felt before, Islam did a lot of that and got me down with it, with the foot sweeps, with the balance, him switching where I needed to post to stay up. Those guys are good, man. They're good, and they have an understanding of weight distribution and where you need to be. You know, he swept my foot a few times. And I brought that into this fight, and I still got taken down with that stuff.
On a perhaps maybe not quite so bitter note, because it's not this, but this is an older fight. Did you perhaps learn something from, say, another loss, maybe like the Chan Sung-jung fight? Many, many years ago, it was a close fight. He ended up winning with the Darce. That was years ago in the WEC. Did you ever learn anything from that?
That was 12 years ago. Yeah, I learned that I can climb back. You know, I learned that I can count on myself to rise up again and put together a win streak. And I know that about myself. I can do it again. You know, but do I want to go down that road? Because it's a tough road, man.
And last question for me. You had a lot of success, it seemed, with body shots. Were you surprised it didn't really seem to phase him quite as much as you were hoping for, maybe?
Only good body shot I landed in the open was a right hook to the body. Against the fence, I was ripping his body, but they weren't thudding like they needed to really hit those organs. They might have sounded good, but they weren't thudding. The one in the open was a good shot. But also, I'm throwing right hands to his left side. I need to be touching the liver, you know?
Just in the front, right here. You talk a lot about like mentally wanting to be back in these fights and everything like that, and the mental toll it takes. But like physically, are these wars starting to catch up to you on this, or do you feel as fresh as you did, say, like 5-6 years ago?
I think age. I mean, like in training camp wise, I still feel the same I felt when I'm healthy and fighting out here, you know, because my body's healed up. But training camps definitely, you know, I can't do 2-3 a days hard. I have to do one live day, one technique day. You know, one day just focus on techniques. One day I can go live. Like I can't do live days where I'm doing 2 a days like I used to. I used to be able to do that no problem. Now I carry like the bumps and bruises from training camp a lot longer.
And they showed you talking to him in there, and at one point you guys went forehead to forehead at the end of one of the rounds. What were you saying to each other between rounds?
I don't remember. I was just telling him he's the champ. Congrats, you earned this. You're the best in the world.
It also showed you talking. It looked like you were talking to DC and Rogan at one point when you were against the fence. Do you remember what you were saying to them?
Yeah, I was telling him, man, this guy wants to grapple. He don't want to fight. He don't want to fight. That's what I was telling him. I was trying to elbow him. He didn't want to, but he wanted to fight, but he was just trying to slow it down too much. I wanted to brawl with him.
Last one for me on that. We saw you and Khabib kind of hug it out too in both the octagon and back here. What words did he have to say for you?
I think he said I'm a legend. I'm a great fighter. They have a lot of respect for me. And I have a lot of respect for those guys too. Khabib helped me out with my foundation when we had a big goal, our first huge goal, and we swapped shirts, and we ended up raising a lot of money to buy land and build water wells for the Pygmy people in Uganda. So that was like the first huge goal we ever accomplished. And without Khabib and Dana White matching what Khabib donated, that would have never happened.
Dustin, what flavors we got on the table with the hot sauce?
We got the Creole Maple, the KO, and the original, the OG. I got a box for you if you want to test them out.
Maybe. I appreciate it. Dana White was in here talking about they have a BMF in the works. You fought the winner twice, 2-0 on him. Is that something that spices your life up?
I don't know, man. I don't know. We got to see. Max is a tough dude, man. I'm a big fan. Got a lot of respect for him as well. He's a good dude.
And finally, sorry, Nolan. What are your thoughts later this month, McGregor, Chandler?
If Conor comes back anywhere similar to what he was before the injury, I'm talking timing-wise, his rhythm, I think he knocks Chandler out. Obviously, I fought them both. I fought Conor 3 times. The way Chandler covers distance with big movements, against a sniper like Conor, you're going to run into something big, and you can't take those shots. Chandler's had a long career. He's been hurt a lot. I'm not saying he's chinny, but I'm saying you can't cover distance with a sniper like Conor. If he's like he was, he's going to knock Chandler out.
Dustin, right here. At the press conference today, the face-off, there was a bit of an exchange with you and Islam, and I know you apologized to him the next day. I guess in a sport where getting inside your opponent's head at all costs is kind of part of the game, why did you feel the need to break that and make sure you guys were cool going into the fight?
No, we didn't have to be cool. I just wanted him to know man to man I would never speak about his family. I called him motherfucker at the press conference. Like didn't plan to call him that. It was just he was in my face saying he was gonna do what he did, and I just said it. And apparently in Dagestan, they take the literal meaning of motherfucker. And I would never, that's not in my heart to speak about somebody's family. I don't know this guy's family. I wish him and his family the best. I just wanted to tell him that, like, hey, it just got lost in translation. I would never speak about your family. But
Dustin, sir, over here. You spent in the first 3 rounds around 6 minutes with Islam in your back, and you got up and the crowd loved it. And by round 4, some people even saw that you were kind of getting in the groove, maybe even breaking him, blocking all of his take shots. By the end of round 4 in your corner, did you guys feel that the game plan was working?
Yeah, but they wanted me to be busier. And then by the time the later rounds came, we thought we might be down. We needed to finish. And I didn't open up. I should have opened up. Looking back, it's always easy to say what you could have done. But in the heat of the moment, his timing was weird. I was trying to take chances. I heard him calling for the knee. He was dipping. I didn't do it. I thought I might get my legs swept or him grab a single. There's a bunch of things you can break down and wish you would have done different. But every time I got off the stool after each round ended, I felt like I was, okay, I'm getting my momentum. I'm getting my groove. I'm feeling good. But that's fighting.
Thank you, sir. It was a legendary fight.
Thank you, sir.
Islam, right here. Oh, Islam. Sorry, Dustin. What do you think about Islam trying to training with Charles, the wrestling?
It would be great for Charles to get out there and feel those guys' pressure, wrist control. Their hips are very strong. Yeah, I think it would help him with his wrestling, no doubt about it.
Dustin, I just wanted to have one more for you. You know, you said about Khabib calling you a legend, Joe Rogan's calling you a legend, everyone's calling you a legend. For you personally, do you feel like a legend? Do you believe it when people talk to you? How do you feel now, you know? Because you came short of winning the title, but you've been around forever, you've had all these achievements. How do you feel about yourself and your career?
I still feel like I want to be the world champion, you know? Like, that stuff's all cool. And I hope people do look at me like that. I've done a lot in sport. I've had some crazy fights that I'm proud of, you know, but I really want to be the world champion, you know. That's what hurts. But I'm proud of everything I've done in the sport. I'm proud of the comebacks I've made, the improvements I've made, my discipline to the craft. You know, this stuff isn't easy, man. This stuff isn't easy.
Dustin, back here. With that being said, and you've acknowledging that this could be it, I know this is what you do, but if you elected to get back into the octagon, just how tough would that be to mentally lock back in when you start to think, okay, this could be the end of the road?
I mean, I just did it preparing for this fight. When this fight came around, I was like, okay. Because when I fought in Miami at 299, I kind of thought, like, you know, this could be this could be the end. But I still feel good in there. That's the problem. Preparing, like if I decide to fight, preparing is that's when I feel normal. That's when everything in my life feels normal because I've been doing it so long. It's the opposite side of that. Not preparing is what scares me. Thank you, guys.
I was like, oh shit. Puede ser más.
Islam, congratulations. 14th straight win, third straight title defense. You finish it in the last round. How did the fight go compared to the game plan and what you were expecting to do?
Honestly, it's very good fight, but I don't like when you have the cut. Everything is pain now. Tomorrow, I think it's gonna be more pain. But Dustin is a dog, you know. He will bite, kick, punch. Happy to finish him, but this guy, one of the best, still one of the best in the world.
Yeah, going into the fifth round, it was 2-2 on two judges' scorecards, and then it was 39-37 on one other's. Does that make you a little bit nervous and glad that you did finish it in the fifth round?
Honestly, after fourth round, I asked Habib what the score. He say 4-0 or 3-1. I don't remember honestly, but I don't know. Someone put 2-2, and happy to finish. You know, if it's not finished, we still have many questions. When you finish the opponent, it's done.
Oh, it's 3-1. Okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry. So two judges had 3-1. My bad.
It's okay, man.
Dana was in here a few minutes ago, and we were asking him about you, and he was very adamant saying you're not the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and that John Jones is. And I was trying to push back, being like, you're much more active than John Jones, you're fighting more, and he said, no, it's John Jones. What do you think about that?
I don't know. Maybe it's his opinion, but I think I saved this card today because all these fights boring, and the whole arena almost sleep. And we show with Dustin great performance. Then give me 2 bonuses. Before I remember when I have like first contract, I'm happy when I have bonus, but now it's okay.
When you got cut, were you nervous there because it's in a bad spot near the eye? Like, did you feel like more urgency?
I think it's my first cut. You know, it's okay. This is MMA. This is not soccer. Not basketball. This is a MMA. We fight, try to crush each other, beat each other, and Dustin today gave me a hard time.
And lastly, what do you feel the future holds? I know when we had talked earlier this year, you said you'd like to fight in New York this year instead of Abu Dhabi. Is that what your plan is against Arman, probably?
Honestly, it's my dream fight in Madison Square Garden, and. You know, now I think the US fan like me because we show good fight tonight, and if they give me a chance to come back in Madison Square Garden, this is my dream fight in this arena.
In Islam, front right here. You and Habib said that you thought it would be a second, third round finish, and it ended up being a fifth. So what was Dustin doing in there that maybe surprised you or threw you off?
Because I think Dustin prepared for this fight very well. He said this is his last chance, and I think they did great job. He improved his wrestling defense, and you know, I think my mistake in this fight, I have to believe my striking more, because I show my striking today. I staying within and if I landed a lot of good punches, you know, honestly. The first punches I almost knock him down, and if I believe more, I think I can knock him out today, but it's okay. I'm happy to finish him in the ground. And I told him in the press conference, if you not tap, you will sleep. But I think he stopped and sleep.
Were you surprised that, especially in the first round, when you had his back, he was able to survive for like those 4 minutes and defend the choke?
Yeah. I tried to finish him. He defends very well. That's why I told. He did great camp, and he prepared for this fight very well.
And they showed on the broadcast you guys talking to each other between rounds. Even at one point you went forehead to forehead, and then you walked. What were you saying to each other in there?
Let's say let's go something like this, you know. I respect Dustin. He's a very good guy, and he always show respect his opponent. And we have some small beef in the press conference, but I'm happy we finish all this.
And last one for me. I know you said you wanted that double champ status, but Dana also said that he was very interested in the rematch with Arman. You also at Media Day said you weren't very interested in rematches. You liked new opponents. So do you want that double champ status, or are you willing to fight?
Yeah, of course. Who don't want to be double champion? This is a history, how many double champ we have. This is a dream for all fighters to get second belt, This is my dream, and I want to be in the history, and people know me like double champ. This is my dream, It's if I have chance, small chance, I will get, and it's things what me wake up every morning and training very hard,
I believe you're tied for the most defenses for lightweight champion. So one more, you would be the most ever. So does that also appeal to you?
I don't follow beat some record or something like this, If you want to great legacy, you have to get second belt. It's my opinion.
Islam, if that doesn't happen, Dana was in here earlier. He seemed very excited about the prospect of you fighting Arman again. So I guess what do you make of Arman as an opponent, and I guess how much does that rematch interest you?
I'm ready, man. Dana have my number. Just call me and put some new challenge.
Have you been impressed with him since you guys first fought?
It's not make sense when you have rematch. I need some new challenge. But if Dana want, let's do it. No problem.
Thanks.
That last takedown that you got, the ankle pick at the end, it seemed that you were waiting for him to disengage his hand to maybe try a punch at you, and that's the second he did that, that's when you pulled back and took him down. Was that what you were looking for, or is that just a coincidence?
Which round?
The last one, the fifth round, the last takedown you got right before the choke.
Последний раз, когда
I did some wrestling. Wrestling when I was when I was kids, we did these drills. And I tried to did, but he defends a little bit and he give me his neck, But this is one of my favorite choke. I did this many times in the training, and when I close my arm, I understand this guy will slip.
I'm sorry, there might have been a little bit lost in translation. I was just asking, when you took him down on the takedown, he had reared his right hand back to try and punch you, and the second he moved his right hand, that's when you nailed the takedown, you got him down. Was that something you were feeling, looking for?
Я же это сказал. И что мне ему ответить?
In the takedown.
Он
I was just
считает,
asking
что
about
ты
the takedown.
хотел его, после того, как ты поднял его за пятку, ты ждал, что он тебя ударит, и только тогда, когда он тебя ударит, тогда ты сможешь его перевести. У тебя был такой план в голове или
Oh
нет?
no, I told you this is a drills, when you catch one leg,
Yeah.
like make him.
Okay, thank you.
Finish. Thanks so much, guys.